Oroga, sorry, please come. Where is the speaker? I mean, the volume for this speaker. Oh, okay, thank you.
Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, fellow.
Can we hear? If you can hear me, just say good morning to you.
Good morning, fellow.
Yeah, good morning, my brother. How are you this morning?
Yeah,
so let me welcome everybody to this program this morning. Yeah, good morning. I know we have quite a few number of us on the platform already. While we are expecting more people to join us, I think we have to start off with this 10 a.m. so that we can quickly rush through these engagements and we can actually have time to all what we need to do. Or can we go through this program of events that we have drawn up for today's events so that we can get ourselves acquainted with what we are going to be having for today's engagement. We have the welcome. Can we see this?
Yeah.
Hello, is my screen sharing?
Yes.
Okay, we can see the program itself. Okay, great. So we have just about 1 hour 30 minutes program for this encounter this morning. So we have the welcome remark, then introducing the contestants, the comments on the contestant personality, which we have about 2 people on the platform already that will give us that information. The contestant comes up with his manifesto, and then we go to question and answer, and I think we can be good to go. So let me just welcome all of us again one more time, and on this page. It's my great pleasure having all of us together at this time to just add one more thing to every one of the things that all of us are doing to improve and to advance the course of pharmacy in our environment. And let me say also that I want to appreciate every one of us for being there with us, because this particular platform, Pharmacists Affairs, belongs to every one of us. And we have chosen it as a platform to enhance unity, to bridge the gaps between the technical divides and the regional divides, and to make pharmacists to all be on the same page, and to also help to breed love among ourselves, because in the absence of love, we can hardly do much. So, and these are the major focus of Pharmacist Affairs. And it is my desire also that as many of us also that have been participating, we also keep on adding more value to the collective patrimony of pharmacy. Today is one of those activities that we are engaging in to bring the contestants, those of them that are able to come on board, to be visible to the knowledge of more pharmacists. And Pharmacist Affairs, we have a lot of platforms, about 7 of WhatsApp and 1 Telegram that is about 1,500 pharmacists. And we believe that with this particular coverage, we can actually share more information that will go far among colleagues. And when the campaign started for election, many people approached me that why can't we allow Pharmacist Affairs to support campaign? And if many of us who are here this morning, we agree with me, in 2018, when we were setting the ground rule, we tactically removed campaign of any form from the platform. So that does not bring division among us, it does not bring hot arguments, it does not make the fragile relationship to be worsened. And that is why we removed it. But anyway, because Pharmacist Affairs is about pharmacists, and any election in PSN is also about pharmacists, that is why we chose to have an arrangement called specialized engagement for contestants to come on board to speak to us. And if you remember, between October 12 and October 16, we had textual engagement where all the contestants were given the opportunity to pick a day during the week to speak to the audience. And it was a textual engagement, and people were exchanging questions and answers were given. And well, we also felt that it will not be strong enough for us to just engage on textual engagement. Let us even see the faces of the contestants. And thank God for COVID, because COVID came with invention. It has made visual engagement much more better and more interesting now. And for that reason, it is important for us to also take advantage of video conferencing, which we're actually taking advantage of this morning. And let me also mention to us at this junction, all the candidates who are contesting for the election at Olanrewaju 2020, they were all contacted to be part of this program. Some of them, by virtue of their other engagements, it was difficult for them to be able to come on board this particular program. And some of them feel that, well, they don't have a lot of time at their disposal to be part of it. But let me also mention, this program is not designed for a particular candidate or particular set of candidates. It's designed for every candidate who wants to contest to be visible to pharmacists and sell their manifesto to us. We know that during AGM, they don't usually have time to tell us what they have in mind for us. Maximum, they are given 5 minutes to talk. How much will 5 minutes say? in taking our decision to vote for a candidate. That is why we feel that if we have this engagement in place, it will really help us to know more about the contestants as they are coming out. And the more reason why we believe that this engagement, if well circulated, many of us who have questions will really have answers. I also believe strongly that one of the challenges that we have had in our election is that many times we vote because somebody says I should vote for the candidates. We mostly vote on sentiments. Most times we don't even have any personal connection, personal touch with the candidates. We just vote for them. But this opportunity is affording us that benefit to at least hear them out. Let them convince us if they are worthy to represent our interests, because we all are aware that PSN NEC is very important to pharmacy practice in Nigeria. And if anybody is going to be representing our interests at the PSN NEC, we should be able to at least vouch for what they will do for us. And would they be able to represent us properly in the council? All these are the reasons why we feel that let all the candidates be visible to every one of us. And once they are visible to every one of us, it makes it easier for any one of us to take objective decisions and to vote the candidates that we believe met the criteria of who will be my leader. And that is the more reason why this particular platform is set up. Just like I said yesterday, the program was designed to kick off from Tuesday, having in mind we have 6 candidates, and each one of them picking any session of their choice based on availability. And we targeted to have 2 sessions on Tuesday, 2 sessions on Wednesday, and 2 sessions on Thursday, which means all the 6 candidates actually will have a space to talk to us. But we have made the plan. They also have their own plans. Many of them are traveling far and near. Some of them are on journey even right now. So it will be reasonable to know that some of them, by virtue of where they'll be right now, they will not be able to be part of the program in the course of these 3 days. However, it is not designed to disenfranchise any candidates from being part of this program. It is our program. It's about pharmacists. It is all of us. No sentiments of any form. So that is what I need to let everybody be aware of, so that it will not be seen that why are only few candidates appearing, why others are not there. The simple reason is that every one of them, I communicated with them and have communication with each one of them, those of them that sent the apology, and those of them that said they will not be able to make it, and even those of them that actually plan to be part of the program, and by virtue of certain immediate emergencies, they need to cancel being part of the program. So if you don't see any candidates being part of this program, know that it is because the candidate could not find himself here, not because there's a barrier we have set out or we have set up to prevent them from coming on board. So at this junction, let me welcome every one of us, and let me introduce a few of us that will be part of this program this morning. I have Pharmacist Chuka Mukamara, that is Francis, Pharmacists, is here on the platform as one of the conveners of this engagement. So, Pharmacist Chuka, can we see your face? This is face to face. Can we see your face? Remove your video cover. Let's unveil you. Is part of the people that will be part of this engagement this morning. I'm also mentioning to us, we have Pharmacist Phillips Kennedy is also going to be part of us as one of the moderators on the platform today. And we have also Pharmacist Taiwo Adewale, who is also going to be one of the moderators of this event today. So all these people are part of people that will be helping to direct the affairs of this engagement this morning. And let me welcome every one of us again. I can see my dear sister, Mrs. Folashade Olufokelawal, FPSN. Good morning to you, ma. Pharmacist Kazim, good morning. Pharmacist Jude Okoye, Elsav, how are you? Good morning. Pharmacist Iwe Emenike, good morning. We have Pharmacist Olatunde Adebowale, good morning to you also. Pharmacist Gafar Madehin, the contestant himself, is also on the platform. Good morning. And as we wait for more people to join us, I will quickly go to the next program on the agenda. That is the introduction of the contestants. And I will give the mic to Pharmacist Kende Phillips to take the citation of our contestants. I'm going to showcase our contestant this morning. That is Pharmacist Madehin, Gafar. So Pharmacist Kennedy Phillips, over to you. Let's add the introduction of our contestant this morning on Pharmacist Affairs. Please on yourself.
Thank you very much, Pharmacist Ajibade. Thank you very much, Pharmacist Affairs. And I welcome all the participants to this webinar. I'll be taking the profile of our contestant for the office of the National Treasurer of Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, in person of Pharmacist Gafar Olanrewaju Madehin, Merit Award winner. His academic attainment: he obtained his Bachelor of Pharmacy degree in 1987 from Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, and his Masters of Business Administration and Marketing in 1997 from the University of Madehin. He is a graduate member, Institute of Cooperative Professionals of Nigeria, 2012. Pharmacy career: he had his internship training at Oyo State Hospital Management Board, General Hospital, Oshobo, in 1987 and 1988. Proceeded for his National Youth Service Corps at General Hospital Ngoshe, Goza Local Government of Borno State, 1988 to 1989. He became the Director Managing Pharmacist, NAMO Pharmacy Limited, a retail in Bio, Borno State, in partnership with two other senior colleagues, 1989 to 2004. Pharmacist Gafar was the Managing Pharmacist, MZOP Chemist, Lagos Retail Chain, in 2004 to 2008. He is founder and Chief Executive Officer of Epsilon Pharmacy and Stores Limited, 2008 till date. He is a Certified Cooperative Account Manager in Lagos State, 2011. He was the President, Pharmatin 693 Cooperative Multipurpose Society, 2011 to 2016. The society won an award as the Best Managed Cooperative Society in Lagos State, 2016, out of over 2,000 registered cooperatives. Honors and award: he's a Merit Award winner of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, Lagos State Branch, 2015, a recipient of the PSN ACPN Hogan Copper One Award in 2018. He is the recipient of Pfizer Award of Excellence in Community Pharmacy Practice, 2018. Service to pharmacy profession: was the National Financial Secretary, ACPN, 2012 to 2015. Secretary, Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, Lagos State, 2014 to 2017. National Treasurer, ACPN, 2015 to 2018. Member, Finance and General Purpose Committee of PSN National, 2016 to 2018. Member of the Interprofessional Relation Committee of PSN National from 2016 to 2018. National Secretary, Healthcare Providers Association of Nigeria, 2015 to 2018. And he is the Deputy National President, Healthcare Providers Association of Nigeria, 2018 to date. Achievements: as the Secretary of PSN Lagos State, with Executive Committee, he ensured that the Young Pharmacists Group was empowered and integrated into the main body of PSN. As the National Treasurer of ACPN, his experiential and academic knowledge in financial engineering was utilized maximally by the National Executive Council of ACPN. This enabled the association to acquire a prime property at the heart of Ikeja for its national secretariat in 2018, amongst other landmark achievements. As ACPN National became a landlord, receiving rent after being a tenant for 35 years. His stint as a member of PSN National Finance and General Purpose Committee has given him an insight into what needs to be done to improve the finance of PSN National. I leave you with one of his favorite quotes: "Fund is like a river. If not properly channeled to achieve an organization's highest goals, it creates its own channels to achieve other less important goals. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the contestant for the Office of National Treasurer, Pharmacist Gafar, Olanrewaju Madehin.
Thank you very much, Pharmacist Phillips, for that wonderful presentation of our contestant this morning. And just like you have read through the CV, every one of us is aware that the man on the platform this morning has a lot of experience in pharmacy. However, people you can say much of yourself, but we want people to also say a little of you. Let me call on pharmacist Daniel Ajayi to just say in 3 minutes what he has to say concerning this contestant on the platform this morning. So pharmacist Ajayi, over to you.
Thank you very much. Good morning, distinguished colleagues. I think I met pharmacist Gafar for the first time in 2011 at a short training for trainers in Lagos. From that time, I noticed that he's a very unassuming personality. But I didn't really get close to him until when we started serving in the same NEC. I was secretary for Edo State ACPN 2012 to 2015 when he was National Financial Secretary. And our relationship started with a misunderstanding that Dr. Albert Alkali had to come in to resolve for us. Thereafter, I began to get close to him. Later, I took over from him as National Financial Secretary in 2015 when he became National Treasurer. And one thing I can say about Francis Gafar is that he's a very, very thorough and meticulous individual. Details do not escape him. And the work he did as the National Financial Secretary laid a foundation for what I was able to do during my tenure. I remember Dr. Akali said the internal auditor commended us that we were able to retrieve all the state debts. But it was because Pharmacist Gafar laid a foundation. He created an Excel sheet where it is possible for us, for one, to see the financial status of all the states at a glance. And I was able to follow up on that. So he's a very, very thorough and meticulous person. He is also a God-fearing person. He's a Muslim and a Christian, but I can say for him that he's a God-fearing person, very disciplined. No wonder he still looks so young. And there are very few people that when they call me, I answer sir to because they have earned my respect over the years. There are people that I answer sir to because they are older than me. There are those I answer sir to maybe because of the position they occupy. But Pharmacist Gafar, I don't know his age, and he may not be occupying any position now, but anytime he calls me, I answer sir, because over the years, he has earned my respect. Like I said, a very thorough person, and he put it modestly in his citation. The acquisition of the current National Secretariat for ACPN, Pharmacist Gafar, is very instrumental to it. If it were not for his undaunted nature, he cannot be daunted by any challenge. Very resourceful, always coming up with different ideas and innovations to conserve funds for the association, and then he's very visionary also. He can see far ahead and make plans towards achieving it. I know I can go on and on about Pharmacist Gafar because I don't have to write anything down. But I want to say that Pharmacist Gafar, like I said, is an unassuming person, highly resourceful and intelligent. I'm not surprised that his peers in his school days call him calculus. Very resourceful, very intelligent, and very thorough, pays attention to details, and above all, he's God-fearing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pharmacist Ajayi. I will quickly call on Pharmacist Folashade Olufunke Lawal, FPSN. Just 3 minutes. Say something about the contestants in our midst this morning. Over to you, ma. You can unmute your mic, ma.
Yes, I have. Good morning, distinguished colleagues. Good morning, sir, for this opportunity. I want to say the little I know about Pharmacist Gafar. I call him my brother from another womb. He's somebody that I respect a lot because
You have muted. Kindly unmute yourself, ma. You have muted. Pharmacist Olufunke Lawal, FPSN, your mic is muted. Kindly unmute yourself.
know that man is a very strong contributor to Farm Alliance cooperative body. And it's one of the reasons that I got very fascinated about it, because when I knew that part of it, I was interested to be part of it. So the much I know of him, he has financial discipline, and he is very modest. You won't even know that he has all those qualities. Same, just goes about his duty in a very amiable, conservative way. Also very resilient, is dutiful. It's somebody that I can recommend. I think I've said all that I know about him. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma. I can see Dr. Jude in the house. Please, 2 minutes to you, Dr. Jude. Elsa.
Yeah, good morning.
Dr. Jude Okoye.
Good morning, colleagues. I'm
Good morning.
elected to be here today to participate in this discussion about one of our own, in the person of Pharmacist Gafar Madehin. I get to know him in 2010 when I came to Lagos, and he happened to be one of the ESCO in the zone I belong to. And later on, he became the zonal coordinator in Idea Zone. And as the zonal coordinator in Idea Zone, he came up with a lot of innovative transformation in the affairs of the zone. And one of them was a kind of improvement in the welfare package for members, which witnessed motivation among members in making sure that they contribute their monthly dues. And also, he played, or is still playing, a very vital role in the zonal cooperative, which as of today, they have even acquired a property somewhere in Lagos, and they have a community pharmacy that belongs to that cooperative running there at the moment. Also, being the Deputy National President of the Healthcare Provider Association of Nigeria, I believe his network beyond the pharmacy profession will equally come handy in trying to improving the financial well-being of the association. And also talking about his financial prudence and commitment, I strongly believe that as we have commenced the pharmacy plaza in Lagos, that his prudent management and advice on financial matters as regards to PSN fund generation and utilization will help the association to achieve their set objective. And of course, prudent management of resources will go a long way in determining how resources are judiciously utilized. So if you ask me, I believe Pharmacist Madehin is the right man for the job. And one thing I must say about him as well, can you hear me? One thing I must say about him as well is someone that is very tribalistic. And that is one thing that draws me close to him. I know on several occasions I have met him and I've shared personal issues with him. And in each of these occasions, I must tell you that I left better off after discussing with him. And he's always available to listen to anyone that needs his help. Thank you.
Okay, I think we lost him. So the last, but not definitely the least, is a pharmacist Chinwe Emenike of Klitsch Pharmacy. Please, just in 3 minutes, that is when our 10:30 mark will be over. In 3 minutes, just say something about pharmacist Gafar Madehin. Pharmacist Emenike, please, over to you. Hello? Are you hearing me? If you are hearing me, just wave your hand on the screen. Are you hearing me? If you are hearing me, just wave your hand for me to know that you are hearing. Okay, thank you. So, Pharmacist Emenike, please, over to you. The mic is on. Just speak to the mic. Speak to us about Pharmacist Madehin. Hello? Well, I think maybe he's not able to speak, or maybe he has a connection issue. I think we'll go right away to the next thing on the program. That is Pharmacist Madehin taking over the stage to present his manifesto to the entire body of pharmacists in Nigeria. Oh, Pharmacist Chinwe, are you there? Oh, so bad. I think we cannot hear you. Pharmacist Chinwe, are you speaking? Okay, so let's go quickly to the next item on the program. That is bringing the contestants to the podium to speak to us about his manifesto. He has about 20 minutes to do that. And after that, the questions, please, people, you can send your question to the chat box, or you send directly to the number that has been published on the invites for this engagement this morning. So for Mrs. Madehin, over to you as you relay your program to us concerning your intention to contest the position of National Treasurer. Over to you. Let us welcome Mrs. Madehin. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my dear colleagues. And I must tell you that, I felt so humbled, by the extempore comments, of my dear colleagues, on my personality. I felt so humbled by that. And I also want to thank Mrs. Ajibade for providing this forum for the contestants, to showcase their profile and also let members, have their manifestos so that they can be well guided, at the polling stations so that they will be able to vote, for the right person based on their interest, in the society. A lot has been said about my achievements over the years. And what I will just say categorically is that every administration headed by the president always have their goals. They have their vision on what they want to do, within their tenure, so that they can, to, have, good record of their stewardship. As the National Treasurer, my duty is very clear. And that duty is to manage the funds of PSN so that we have enough resources to achieve the goals that we have set for ourselves as national executives. And also, to help, when it comes to taking decisions. With my experience as, as a manager in finance, which I acquired by virtue of my qualification as a degree holder in Masters in Business Administration, and also as a cooperative account manager that is certified in Lagos State. And also by my experience over the years, I should be able to assist the ESCO in decision-making with the understanding of opportunity costing. Because when you have limited funds and you have a lot you want to do, then the knowledge of opportunity costing comes in. So that at the end of the day, the funds available will be utilized maximally, to achieve the goals of the association, the society. And, what actually propelled my interest, to contest for the position of National Treasurer was was actually raised during my stint in as a member of Finance and General Purpose Committee of PSN. I was able to look, opportunity of looking at the budgeting process of PSN, because that is essentially what Finance and General Purpose Committee does. The budgeting process and also advising the executive committee on how to raise funds so that they can meet with, the demands of the budget. And this, knowing this, having this understanding of the financial structure, so to say, of PSN, I became interested because I must say that over the years, the past executives or the national executives, especially the president, the secretary, and the national treasurer, over the years, I believe they have done their best to build PSN as we know it today. It's not easy. It's not easy. But looking at the financial structure, I know that there are still some areas that we need to develop to improve efficiency. And it is by noticing these areas, that made me become interested that, okay, let me come and, improve on this structure that is already on ground so that there will have more efficiency, so that PSN will have more funds to implement their objectives. And also, with my experience and my linkage with other professional groups in the healthcare sector, I've been able to be exposed to a lot of opportunities outside pharmacy that I see them as low-hanging fruits that PSN can utilize to improve our income. All these are what I'm bringing to the table. And I know by the time I'm in the National ESCO, these investment opportunities outside pharmacy that I'm talking about, by the time I bring this proposal to the National Executive, I know without an iota of doubt that by the time they see it, they will be so much interested in this investment, because these investments are investments that we have the capacity to do it. And by the time we do it, I can assure you that this investment, some of this investment will get to a level that whenever we want to have our national conferences, it's just a matter of asking this investment to give us funds to implement our national conference. Whatever is contributed through donations and adverts will just be an additional, and you can even go into our savings to build our assets over the years. So these are what I'm bringing to the table, when I become the national treasurer of PSN. And also, apart from finance, as a member of National ESCO, being experienced over the years, I should be able to contribute meaningfully, towards taking care of some of the challenges that we are having in the profession today. Because they say that he who wears the shoe knows where it pinches. I've been in community practice for more than 30 years now at management level, not as just pretending pharmacist, at management level for more than 30 years now. And I understand our environment very well. I know the challenges in academics. I know the challenges in the industry. I know the challenges in the hospital sector, and I know the challenges in the community pharmacy practice sector. So I'll be able to contribute meaningfully towards facing some of these challenges and solving them as much as possible. And again, there is one thing I want to also let you know. I am self-employed, and being self-employed gives me the opportunity to be 100% manager of my time. Is what I was motivated to do that I will use my time for. There can't be any interference that, no, you must do this, you must do that. I am self-employed. I utilize my time based on my priorities, based on my motivations, without external interference. And because of this, and looking at my nature, I'm well motivated to serve this profession because I know I belong to this profession. Even though I do accounting on the sideway, but I know that I am first and foremost a pharmacist, and I remain a pharmacist. Every other area that I delve into, I just other, stream of income for me. My heart is in pharmacy. So because of this, I know that I will be very much available at all times to serve the executive body. Whenever they need me, I'll be very much available. I am self-employed. I have full control of my time. So these are additional benefits that will be coming, when I become the national treasurer of PSN. And without repeating what those that are talked earlier have said, and also my posters, that I've put there, my antecedents should be able to speak for me, because they say talk is cheap, but you judge people by their antecedents, what they have done before, their past performances. And this is what I want you. I'm not a good orator. I'm not gifted in that area. My area of gift is when we are talking of figures. That is the area that I'm well gifted, and I thank God for that. When we are talking of figures, nothing escapes my attention when it comes to figures. So I will, want my colleagues to judge me by my antecedents, so that they say that he who has done something before can also can always do more, if given the opportunity. So that is about that. And also, I want to also let us know that I'm a team player. I mean, even though if there is something that I feel that I'm against, I would rather use negotiation. I would rather use negotiation, mark my word, negotiation underlined, to get my view and objective through, through the group, rather than being combative. That has been my way, and that is why I don't fight anybody. I hardly fight anybody. I don't have any enmity against anybody. I see everybody as brothers and sisters, and even though we may view things differently, so but by the time I bring forward my superior opinion and people listening to it, I always get things done, for the benefit of the society. So I'm a team player. I'm a team player. I believe in negotiation. I believe in bringing a superior argument, to issues rather than being combative. And, from the position I've, served before, I've always remained friendly with other members of the executive, both in PSN, when I was secretary of PSN, financial secretary of PSN, and also ACPN national national treasurer, national financial secretary. My relationship with other members of the team has always been fantastic. And this is part of what I'm bringing to the table, because they say that before you can make progress, you need harmony. You need harmony. You need all hands on deck, to pursue the goal of the society. And you see, again, like the colleague that read my citation read, I always have one belief that there is no goal that is insurmountable. It's just a matter of focus. And it's also a matter of understanding of what finance is all about. I've always been saying it. Finance is like a river. If it is not intentionally channeled towards achieving higher organizational goals, it will create its own channels to achieve other less important goals. Fund does, even if you put your money in savings, you think that the money is there. No, the money is not there. It's already satisfying some other goals. Money doesn't sleep. It will be satisfying some other goals. But those goals may not be your important goals if you don't channel that money to achieve your own personal or organizational goal. And this has given me the impetus to always, be prudent in the management of fund, because every fund that has goal will work effectively. But a fund without a goal will go and satisfy other less important goals. And this is what has always been, the mantra that I use in financial management. Once I understand what the goal of the organization is, I go to work to achieve it by managing the fund to achieve it. So that is, my approach to issues. So, and another thing I will like to mention, because I still have time. Another thing, please, moderator, you can let me know if if I still have more time, or I need to summarize my speech. So another thing I will like to say is that I believe that every organization is a conglomerate of people. There are people in the organization, and every member of organization, they have their personal goals. And the only way they can key into the higher goal of the organization is when it is congruent to their personal goals. And this is very, very important. And that is why, I believe that support for PSN is supposed to come from inspiration of members, not through coercion. That is my belief. Once members of PSN sees PSN as a body that will help them to achieve their personal goals, they will be inspired to contribute meaningfully to that body. And this is the psychology, I'm going to sell to the executive. In what way we will be able to inspire our members so that the beginning, at the end of, because I know financial, annual dues of PSN starts immediately after the national conference. That is from December. That people will be so inspired that without prompting, 50% of our members will have paid in their annual dues by December, January, of the new year, because they will be so inspired, because they will see what PSN is doing as being in consonance with their personal goals as professionals in pharmacy. So these are part of the things I'm going to bring to the table. And also, we are going to have, because as we know, yes, I will work there and then leave the institution behind. I want to promise you that I'll be focused in building a structure that will stand the test of time, a financial structure in PSN that will be efficient. We will deploy ICT, information communication technology, to achieve this. So that, because when you talk of building fund, you have income and you have expenditure. If you are able to increase your lines of income and manage your lines of expenditure, there is no way that your net asset will not, increase. It will naturally increase, because input is increasingly more than output. And mark you, I will look at our items of expenditure and ensure that most of the things that we spend money on will be the things that we bring in more money to the society, because it is always good to identify certain activities and look at them that, okay, how can we make this activity a profit center for the society without inconveniencing members? Yes, thank you so much. So these are the areas that I'm going to bring to the table looking at areas of investment so that we can have more income coming in, looking at the areas of opportunity costing, so that we'll be able to set our priorities right. So that setting our priorities right, we'll be able to channel our funds to more important activities that can improve the profession generally and the life of member pharmacists individually. So this is much I have to say. Like I told you, I'm not an orator, but I believe that I've been able to express myself as much as, possible that I can, So I thank you for your audience, and I wait for your reactions and questions. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much, Mrs. Gafar. I mean, that was a loaded manifesto. So we'll be going right away to the session of question and answer. But before we go there, let's just have this 1-minute video clip as we thank you for that short interlude. So we are going right away to the session of question and answer. I have some questions that have been sent to me, and I want to see if there are questions in the chat box. I have about 3 of us that will be helping in that regard. I have a pharmacist, Kehinde Phillips, pharmacist Taiwo Adewale, and Dr. Chuka Mukamara. They will help us check through the chat box to see if there are questions. And as they are getting the questions, they will bring it up to the contestants to actually answer. So let me go to the first question that I received. This one actually came since yesterday, thereabout. Okay. Hello, are we hearing?
Yes, please, very clear.
Oh, thank you. So it says, you said you were able to grow the financial base of Pharmaton 693 as the president of the society. Kindly tell us how you will intend to grow the financial base of our dear society, even as the treasurer in the space of 3 years tenure, looking at the economic situation of the country as at present, with the way COVID-19 and NSAS have disrupted our economy. That is the first question. So, Pharmacist Gafar,
all right, thank
try
you.
to attend to that question.
No, I understand.
I
heard you. I listened very carefully to when you are reading it. I heard you. Yes. Like I've been saying that when I was president of Pharmaton 693 cooperative, which had been in existence since 1993. I was president after being treasurer, financial secretary, treasurer, I became the president because the people believed in me. They made me president. I was president for 5 years. And during this period of 5 years, I was able to grow the fund, of the society by more than 300%. And it was because of this feat that made Lagos State Ministry of Commerce and Cooperative, singled out Pharmaton 693 out of over 2,000 cooperative registered cooperative cooperatives in Lagos State as the best managed cooperative in Lagos then. Cooperative is about management of fund. That is just the summary. Cooperative is about management of fund. And when it comes to management of funds, it is the same principle. Whether you are managing the fund in cooperative, or you are managing the fund in PSN, or you are managing the fund in your business, it is the same principle that you will utilize. It requires discipline. It requires focus. It requires innovation. And these ingredients that made it possible for me, to develop Pharmacists 693 to the point that Lagos State was able to recognize the body as the best managed cooperative in Lagos State then. I'm bringing these ingredients to PSN National. And also, I want to also let you know that Pharmacists 693 wholesale pharmacy has been, in the vision of that cooperative since inception in 1993. It was when I came in as the president, because as the president, I have some power that made me to kickstart it. I kickstart the pharmacy, the Pharmaton wholesale pharmacy in 2015. I kickstart it. And I want to tell you that this year, after 5 years, in fact, members were full of praises for me taking the bull by the horn to start that investment, because the return on investment of members is more than what they invested 5 years ago. Their investment is still there intact, and the returns they have gotten is more than what they invested. So it's just about being bold. It's about knowing what you want to do, and this is what I'm bringing to PSN National. I have proposals that I will give to the National Executive, and if they, look at these proposals, I bet you finances of PSN, will grow to the extent that PSN will become a strong body, so that we will be able to have enough fund to even lobby, because we know the nature of our political environment. You need to lobby the National Assembly to get your, to get what you want to be passed through the law. You need to lobby, the presidential system for them to implement their policies so that it will favor pharmacy. And all this requires funds. So we need to build funds so that we'll be able to do all this, for the profession, so that the profession will be the profession that we dreamt it to be. So I already have the, what I want to do, so that for PSN, I'm going to achieve what I achieved for the cooperative for PSN, because essentially the principles are the same. Even though PSN is not a cooperative body, but the principle of building finances is the same anywhere, everywhere. So it is these tools that I'm bringing to the table to lift the finances of PSN. Thank you so much.
Well, Pharmacist Taiwo, you are raising up your hand. Please, you can come up with your question. You can unmute yourself. Hello, Pharmacist Taiwo. Okay, while we are waiting on that, there's another question that I have here, which I will read again. And it says, you have been in the saddle of PSN and ACPN leadership for a long time now. Do you think the position of National Treasurer will see a new impact in the lives of Nigerian pharmacists as a member of PSN NEC? Let me read again. You have been in the saddle of PSN and ACPN leadership for a long time now. Do you think the position of National Treasurer will see a new impact in the lives of Nigerian pharmacists as a member of PSN NEC? That's the question.
Thank you, Pharmacist Ajibade. This is a very good question. Very, very good question. I love it. You see, if you look at my CV, it is true. I've been zonal coordinator of my zone in ACPN, Association Community Pharmacists of Nigeria, and I've also served the Lagos State PSN as Financial Secretary and General Secretary. And I've also served the ACPN as Financial Secretary and National Treasurer. But apart from being a member of Finance and General Purpose Committee of PSN National, I've not held any position in PSN. I've never been in PSN National, I've never been member of ESCO of PSN National. And one thing you need to realize is that it's one thing for you to have ideas. It's another thing for your ideas to be taken up by some people and realize the goal that you intend to achieve with those ideas. And I believe that the implementer of ideas are usually the owners of ideas in most cases. So, and that is why, like I told you, what motivated me to want to serve in the National Executive of PSN was because of the insights, I was fortunate to get when I was appointed as a member of Finance and General Purpose Committee of PSN, which I served for 2 years. It gave me an insight for me to see some areas. Like I said before, our past ESCOs, they have done wonderfully well to have grown the fund of PSN to the level that it is today. They have done wonderfully well. But as a member of Finance General Purpose Committee, I was able to see some areas that we need to improve on so that we can do better. And as a member of the General Purpose Committee, I made my contributions. The other members are there for you to, ask them and verify. I made meaningful contribution, to the meetings that we had, So, but like I said, when it comes to implementation, the owner of ideas will be a better implementer of his ideas. And that is why I look at it that, okay, at least I've served as a member of General Purpose Committee. I've made my contributions. Recommendations have been made to the National Executive. They have implemented what they could implement. They have left aside what they could not implement. That, okay, why don't I come in as National Treasurer so that I will be in the position to implement some of these things, because I will be able to convince my president and other members of the ESCO that this is doable, this is achievable, we can do it, and I will achieve it. It's just like the case of ACPN National. ACPN National had the vision of having their own secretariat for a long time. I know that Pharmacist Foyibo, very articulate woman, was able to advertise this vision at a conference in Ilorin. But we were not able to achieve this until I became the National Treasurer. I don't want to take, I don't want to take the applause as if I'm the one that make it achievable. No, but what I just want to bring out is because I'm part of the executive. It made my idea on how we can realize it. It made it to be more acceptable to member of executives, and I was there on ground also to implement all these things. And that was how we were able to achieve that feat of having a national secretariat for ACPN. So it is the same spirit that is taking me to PSN National. so that we'll be able to move the PSN National from the level it is now to a higher level financially, and other growth that can be attached to increased financial base for PSN. So that is why I still feel I'm relevant, and that is why I still feel that, okay, I can still contribute more, to the profession through this position of National Treasurer of PSN. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. This other question, number 3 question. You contested in the PSN election at Abia 2017 for the position of National Treasurer. Now you are still contesting the same position. What are the gaps you have identified and you are unrepentant in fixing? So that's the question. Do you have come over again?
Yes, I've heard you. I listened to you very well. I listen to you line by line. I hear everything you say because I'm a focused person, by nature. So I heard you. No distraction. Yes, I contested in 2017. My stint as a member of the General Purpose Committee was between 2016 up to 2018. And from 2016 that I joined that committee, I saw those areas that we need to improve on. And that was what made me wanted to contest for National Treasurer position in 2017. But this democracy, we had 3 contestants and I came second. So it shows that the members of PSN that were present to vote that time, I could not get enough votes that believe in my dream. That was why I couldn't gain that position that time. But over time, I knew that, okay, another opportunity will be coming. And this is the opportunity. I know that after 3 years, in fact, it's on record that I was the first contestant to congratulate the winner on that day. Because, I just wanted to come and serve, and when I lost, I feel in fact, it was like to do what I wanted to do. The society remains, the institution remains. After us, the institution will still be standing. It's whatever we're able to contribute individually. It's a building block. It's like we are building, you put your own building block at the appropriate time, so.
Hello. Okay, it's like we lost him. Oh, it's like we lost him. Well, maybe if he's still able to join us back shortly, we still have about 2 questions I have here. But from the chat box, I'm not seeing any question yet, only commendations. Only commendations so far. So, well, maybe what we'll do is let's wait for him a little more and see if he can join us, and so that we'll still be within the time frame. I know a lot of people are very busy in the offices right now, and for anybody to be part of this engagement this morning is absolute necessity. However, we'll soon be through, and one thing I want to let us be aware of, everything we are doing on this particular program, we will upload on the Pharmacists Affairs platform. So people who are not able to meet this timing at their individual time, they will still have opportunity of going through what happened, and they can still have access to the information. All we are trying to do is to showcase all the contestants, and the ones that have shown up the interest will also showcase them as we are prepared, which means if everybody is here, we're going to give them the same treatment that everybody are going to be given with this program. And the reason is because we just want to show something different in the way we go to election. And so that as pharmacists, we are more informed in decision making, so that our decision making exercise is good, and we do it in a way to make the society better for us.
So I
Pharmacist
don't
Gafar,
know.
I
I mean, the connection just went off, and I don't know. It's part of our infrastructural challenges.
Okay,
Yes.
That's so, okay. So let me quickly go to the.
I don't know.
Because of time, I still have about 2 more questions here. You see, people are sending so many questions.
All right. Okay.
Each one of them seems like.
Okay. Yeah. I'm happy. I'm happy to know that. It shows that people have interest. Yes. I'm happy to know.
Question 4 is what is your opinion on the ongoing pharmacy tower projects, and what will you do to ensure the project gains speed as a member of PSN NEC? Well, it's still talking about money.
Yes, in fact, thank you. You see, pharmacy tower project, the way I understand it, because it was, I've been following it up, it is an investment. When you are erecting structures, buildings, you have 2 types of buildings. You have assets and you have liabilities. The building that you are living in, that you are not collecting rent on, you are living in it, or you build it for your office, it's not an asset. If I can put it in a clear form, it is not a fund generation asset, because you will be spending money. Even though you can say, okay, it's a store of value, that the value today will not be the value tomorrow. But when it comes to generating income, it cannot generate any income for you. So we cannot consider it as an income generation asset. But the pharmacy tower, as it were, on the planning, is going to be an income generation project. And because of that singular factor, I love that project. I love it because, just like I said, it's an investment. It is an investment, and being an investment, I love it. So the only thing remaining is to put a structure down that we make the financial management of the resources that we are getting from that monumental investment, to make the resources to be well managed. That is what we need to do now, So, and when I become the national treasurer, this is part of the structure that, I will contribute towards developing, with the I don't know it all, I will only make my own contribution based on my experience and information available to me, in the financial sector, on how we can manage that estate, for it to be generating reasonable income for us. And mark you, the building project, you have other shareholders. It is not 100% owned by PSN. You have other shareholders. And we have made promises to these shareholders. The promises that must be kept. We have made the promises. So, and this is the area where financial planning, financial management will come in. Even though we have experts, professional experts outside that are handling the project for us, but we also need an insider who has some level of understanding of financial management to be able to see to it that, okay, the advice they are giving also, it will benefit us as a body. you know. So these are the areas. I love that project because it's going to generate income for us. I love it. And I will do whatever within my capacity, you know, to encourage that project and to make it achievable, you know, at the timeline that was set for it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me call on Pharmacist Chinwe now. She needed to speak earlier, but somehow we couldn't hear her. So Pharmacist Emenike, please unmute your mic and make your comments.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, good morning.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we are hearing you live.
Okay, yes. Thank you very much. I just want to say something briefly about Pharmacist Gafar Madehin. We belong to the same zone, idea zone, and I've known him for a number of years. We worked together really in the ESCO, in idea zone ESCO, when he was the chairman of the zone. By then I was the financial secretary of the zone, and he has some very striking qualities that you cannot overlook or you cannot ignore, you know, once you encounter him. And some of those very glaring attributes that he has that makes you just want to know him or want to have a relationship with him is that he's so detribalized. He does not, when you're relating with him, there's nothing like I'm Yoruba, you're Igbo, I'm Muslim, you're Christian. I'm a Christian by God's grace, and he's a Muslim. But that doesn't come into play when he's relating with you. He's so professional in how he handles matters. That's one thing that's very striking about him. And then it's somebody that is very straightforward. He's not, he doesn't like to paint things, maybe to please one person, or he likes to just, he's not an aggressive personality naturally, but he will always make his stand and take his stand when it's necessary. We don't want to say because this person will feel offended or that person will feel offended. No. Though he might not do it in a very aggressive manner, but he will always calmly and you know, in a very calm way, make his point known and insist on it. He's a very financially intelligent person. For instance, in our cooperative in Idea Zone, he plays a very, in fact, most times when we come for meetings, anything we want to do, we have to consult. He's like our consultant. We have to ask him, what do you think about this? And he will give his opinion. And more often than not, it's always well-informed opinions that will, you know, will take the cooperative to a better level. He's always willing to render service. He's always willing to hear you out, to give advice. He's always available. He's always willing to help. That's one thing about him. He's a very selfless personality. And I'm not saying this in any way to campaign for him. That's just what I know about him, and it's not something I'm being cajoled to say. It is what I have experienced in my relationship with him, and he's a very good leader. He has very outstanding leadership qualities. I can go on and on and on, but I know that I'm time bound. So that's what I can say about Pharmacist Madehin. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Pharmacist Chinwe Emenike. That was a good one. Let's go to the last question as we round up this session this morning. And the last question says, many of our elderly colleagues are not happy with the exorbitant annual dues being paid by pharmacists to license every year. As the National Treasurer, what contribution will you make to alleviate the pressure on these colleagues? Can you get a question?
Yes, I got the question perfectly.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. So you can quickly attend to that as we round up this session.
Yeah. Yes. Let me use a phrase to explain the psychology of human beings. When we are talking of exorbitant, something being exorbitant is relative. It depends on the importance you place on it. The importance you place on a particular item of expenditure will determine whether you will look at it as exorbitant or moderate. You see, I've always been saying it, and I believe it was part of my speech, that we need to inspire. We need to inspire rather than being manipulative. We need to inspire our members to contribute to the growth of PSN rather than being manipulative about it. So, you see, when you look at this money, if you know, like I said, I have a lot of, by virtue of my service, I've been exposed to other professions, you know, being active in Healthcare Providers Association of Nigeria, being very active. I've interacted with the nurses bodies, you know, Association of Nurses, the Association of General Practice practitioners in medicine, you know, medical doctors. I've associated with laboratory scientists and the rest. I want to tell you as an information, the conference of Nigeria Medical Association, which is equivalent to our PSN, to register for that conference, members pay as much as 40,000 naira to register for the conference. It doesn't include annual dues. They pay the annual dues. But to register for conference, it doesn't include accommodation, just to register for you to have free pass to attend the conference as a delegate. They pay as much as 40,000 naira. So, but if you look at our own, what we pay to national 1,000 naira. Out of this 10,000 naira, conference levy is there. Out of the 10,000 naira. Out of the remaining is what we use to manage the society. We have staff to pay their salaries. We have maintenance costs and all the rest, traveling expenses. So actually, with my insight into the finances of PSN as a member of Financial General Purpose Committee at a time, I discovered that the revenue that we generate from conferences has come to be the main pillar that PSN has been standing on for them to do whatever they want to do, and donations here and there from well-wishers. So even I want to tell you, I'm talking of figures. The 10,000 naira that we pay as capitation as members to PSN does not pay the overhead of PSN. When I talk of overhead, maintenance of secretariat, staff salaries, travel expenses of ESCO, it does not pay it. So definitely, we cannot look at it as being exorbitant. But like I said before, being exorbitant is relative. It's because there is no, I think, what will I say? Maybe information disconnect between PSN and its membership. Information disconnect. That is what is causing that is making that psychological belief that we are paying exorbitant, because they don't see the benefits they are deriving. They just look at it that the money that they just throw away. That is why they are looking at it as being exorbitant. But if members see this contribution as their own contribution to the growth of PSN and eventually the growth of the profession, they will want to do more. And this is the area, when I talk of structure, this is the area that I'm talking about. You know, because there must be a feedback mechanism, transparency. People will see the transparency. You know, they will see how their fund is being managed. You know, and apart from that, there, you know, human beings generally, we say it's only if you want to start deceiving ourselves, we pursue our personal interests generally as human beings. You know, so if there is a welfare scheme introduced by PSN that members are benefiting from, definitely they will look at it that, okay, you know, let me contribute to the pool of this fund, because at the end of the day, members benefit on welfare from PSN. That is what is happening in ACPN National now. I want to tell you that the welfare scheme that we introduced when I was National Treasurer during the, even from the time of National Secretary when Alhaji Adebayo was the National Chairman, up to the time I was National Treasurer when Dr. Alkali was the National Chairman, the welfare scheme that we introduced, which the current leadership has improved upon, has made members of ACPN to have a sense of belonging. This year alone, I can tell you of a number of pharmacists, you know, that have benefited from the welfare scheme of ACPN. This money does not grow on tree. It was from the pool of funds contributed by members as capitation that were able to assist our other members, you know. So, and each time on WhatsApp, I see our colleagues advertising, we have a colleague that needs an operation. We need to do kidney transplant, end-stage kidney problem. We need 10 million naira. Members, contribute whatever you can. I feel sad because we must not are facing to be able to take of this need, so that it's only a little that will be left for people to contribute, and for you know, for the need to be taken care of. So we have to structure a welfare scheme, you know, to get, because welfare is about having a pool of.
I'm sorry, I think we lost him again. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, is anybody in the house hearing me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. I think we should allow him to respond on that last question. And because of the number of people that are here this morning, those that are sending the question and they have responded to the questions appropriately. So at this junction, let me call on Dr. Francis. So, hello?
I said there are actually some comments now.
Okay, you have some comments.
Yes.
Oh, please go ahead.
From
right? Please go ahead.
There are actually some on the platform from.
Okay. guess we lost him also. I think the network is becoming rather unstable. Well, I think we lost him. So I think at this juncture, we might have to round up this engagement. And because looking at our time, we're already at the moment of closing remark and a vote of thanks and closing remark. And let me call on Dr. Chuka Francis Amukamara to just take that particular vote of thanks and closing remark. Over to you, Dr. Chuka.
Thank you so much, Pharm, everybody. Good morning, everyone. My name is Chuka Amukamara. I want to appreciate everyone for finding time to participate in this program. It is not easy to come online considering the cost of data and our individual schedules as well. To come online, to be online for this number of hours and minutes that we've spent. I also want to particularly commend the participants, or the candidate rather, who has given us his manifesto. It was a rich one, and I want to congratulate him and encourage him to keep it up. And to the participants, I cannot call our names individually, from Judo Koye, from Muson, from Taiwo Adeole, from Kinde Phillips Adeboju, and every other person. I appreciate you for coming on board and participating in this program. And then let me quickly tell us that this program is a program I hold with both hands. In as much as some persons feel that it's not coming from PSN, therefore it should not be upheld or it should not be appreciated. I haven't been politically involved locally, especially in my place where I am well known in the political circle. I see this as a welcome development because I always tell people that the way our pharmacy is going, people playing around sentiments and the lines of ethnicity, that has not helped us. It is programs like this that can actually bring out candidates, and we'll be able to pick from these candidates objectively, not following sentimental lines. Because for instance, from Gafar, I've not seen him before, and we have never interacted before. But this program is able to bring him closer, because having listened to his manifesto and listened to what people have to say and his responses to questions, of course, if we have another candidate who also is from any other region who I have not seen before, and going by what the person has to say, I can now bring the two of them on my scale and can categorically say, okay, I think this person can represent PSN, because whether I would like it or not, it's about pharmacy, not really about the individual. If this person gets to the National Executive Council and as an ESCO member, if we're able to critically pick people that can think outside the box, think outside the teachings of pharmacy, and project pharmacy to the front, we will all benefit for that, those choices we make. But if we play the line of sentiment and end up picking from that broader line, this is my brother, and then we pick somebody that cannot really represent pharmacy as a whole, we'll still suffer as pharmacists, because we all bear the same mark and we all bear the same title. Thank you so much for coming on board, and we appreciate Pharm Ajibade for putting up this. I appreciate everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So on this note, we are shutting now down, and I believe strongly it has been a very good time engaging ourselves. We may not likely go on the afternoon session, because the afternoon session The candidates actually spoke to me yesterday night about weakness, and they may not be able to meet up that engagement. However, for the few people that we have been able to entertain for this edition, I believe strongly we have done a lot to the pharmacy body by bringing everybody to see what everybody has in package. Let me appreciate every one of us one more time for every time we are together on the platform of Pharmacists Affairs. It's my good pleasure having all of us to think together to push pharmacy up. And I want to appreciate everybody that has participated actively in this morning. I believe strongly we all meet in Oshogbo from Monday, and I know that we will have very pleasant weekend. I wish everybody journey mercies and the God of glory visiting and blessing every one of us. Amen. Have a good morning all. Bye. So, Mr. Gafar, you have one word.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for the opportunity to speak to you, and especially everybody for being innovative enough to meet this forum. I pray that God will continue to bless you with wisdom and I want to enjoy my colleague. Please, I need your vote because your areas of influence, to also convince them to vote for me is for the progress of the society. And I am committed, I repeat it again, I am committed to transparently manage the fund of PSN so that we'll be able to, all of us together, grow the fund, to the level that we'll be able to meet our aspirations collectively and individually. Thank you. I'll be waiting to welcome you to Oshogbo, and also
Well, on this note, we have to shut down. Thank you, everybody. Wish you a wonderful time for the rest of the day. God bless you. Bye.
Bye.